What's up, y'all? Broke photographer here. I just wanted to make a video and talk about something I've been experimenting with lately, which is putting Nikon lenses on my Sony DSLR. I'm shooting this on a Sony A7III. Also, apologies, I have my monitor right up here and I keep looking at it. And I need to talk to you, not it, but I'm going to keep looking at it because I'm new to this, you know what I mean? I haven't done a whole lot of YouTube. I've dabbled, but here we are. Anyway, yeah, I have a Nikon F2 that I had some glass for, and I always thought about, mounting these lenses on my DSLR, but I used to have a Canon, and I don't know, just at the time, I don't know if money was just tight or what the case was, but I never got around to it. But now I decided, I have all of these nice lenses. I only have 2 lenses for my Sony because I just switched up from Canon. Why don't I buy an adapter now? And so I got I think it was $14 Nikon F2 Sony E-mount adapter, and I've been using the lenses, and honestly, it's been awesome. I love these lenses. I mean, I already knew I loved them because I used them on the F2, but it was nice to kind of see them through like a modern sensor, It's a different look than film, but these lenses have kind of that, they just have a different vibe than like our modern lenses. And I'm not the first YouTuber or photographer to ever mount lenses that don't belong on this camera onto it, but I didn't see a whole lot of videos talking about specifically this mount on this body. And so I kind of wanted to run through some of the lenses I have and show you some of the pictures that I got with them, so that, maybe if you have a Sony E-mount camera, you could do the same thing as me. So, also I have a really creaky chair, the hydraulic lights to go out on it. We're not going to talk about it, okay? You're going to get with it. Oh, also, these specs right here, they're not going away, okay? These are here to stay because my sensor's dirty and I don't have anything to clean it. I left my camera cleaning stuff with my friend, and so now I don't have it. But it's over here. I'm right here. Look at me, okay? So I just kind of want to run through some of the lenses I have, and I'll show you all. I'll throw some pictures up on the screen of pictures I've taken with them. And I haven't really gotten out a whole bunch to use these. I've only had the adapter for probably like a week and a half, but I took some pictures with each lens to kind of just get an idea of what they can do, how the clarity is, and yeah, I really like the results so far. I'm definitely sure, so I guess we'll just start with this one because I know I have several of the lenses, but I don't know which pictures I took with the specific lenses in some cases. So the pictures I show will say like either this or this because I know it was one of the two, but I'm not sure which. But the first one I'll show you is my Nikon 135 3.5. I really like this lens. I do a lot of like nature and automotive photography, so this focal length is really nice. With my Sony, I only have a 50 millimeter and then also I think a 35 to 70. I don't know exactly, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I don't have a lot of like longer prime lenses, so this was awesome. I already had this with the F2, and I'll throw up some of the pictures that I've taken with it, but I mean, it's really nice glass, and all of these, they're not like, the best lenses on earth, okay? I'm not gonna pretend like I got some secret sauce here that's gonna change your photography game. They just work, you know what I mean? I have some pictures from my friend's car, and we just changed the wheels on his car from some white VSKFs to some chrome VSKFs, and I took pictures of both, and I used this lens to do that. I can show you a thing to get to. I'm gonna change the focus on this camera here. The thing is, I have to do it manually, and that's one of the biggest downsides of using these lenses is that you have to do manual focusing, which honestly with the A7 III isn't a huge deal because it has a mode that will show you what's in focus when you're looking through, either the viewfinder or you're looking on the display. I don't know if I would recommend using vintage glass if you don't have that, because nailing focus would be very difficult. Anyway, I'll move on. This one I just got on eBay for $10. It's really beat up, but it is a Nikon. It says the focal length says 20 centimeters on here, which is weird. It's a 200 millimeter. The rear element is actually like pretty pretty banged up. So depending on, like, I guess not depending on how it mounts, because it only mounts one way. But I've taken pictures with it, and you can see in the top left corner that there's like an artificial vignette from this being bent. I'll show a picture of a bird I took, both cropped in like how I liked it, and then also, let me focus this back, and then also with that vignette on there, because I just think it's funny, you know. But yeah, this is a really cool lens. I guess I'll just show you this now. I have this 300 as well. I'll get back to this, but now I have the 200 and the 300, because sometimes, you know, the 300 is just like, that's not a 300, 500. This is a 500, not a 300. I don't have a script, if you can't tell. I'm going off the top here, boys. Anyway, 200 millimeter. Surprisingly good clarity. I mean, I expected the lens to be absolutely disgusting when I bought this, but it ended up just being some dust on the outside of the front element. I mean, the coating's kind of like clapped. Who cares? You know what I mean? I'm not buying these lenses expecting them to be perfect. These are budget options, you know what I mean? But it has like this little slide out, what do you call it? Shade visor. You know, just keep your flares out of there. That's one thing I have noticed when you take pictures with these lenses. Sometimes when the light hits them, it just has this weird, like, dreamy look to it. I have a picture of like some branches that I'll throw up that has that. It's just very weird, pretty cool aesthetic, honestly. I kind of like it. But yeah, I'll throw pictures up. I'm sure there's already pictures flashing on the screen that I've taken with this, because I'm gonna do that in post, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of started this video without much of a clear plan on how I was going to go through it. So we're just ripping it off the top, and then I'm going to try to edit my way out of this. The next lens I have is a Access, which is a brand I'd never heard of, but I found this at a thrift store for like super cheap. Oh, speaking of which, the 135 came with the Nikon. No. The 135 came with the Nikon FT that I bought for $20 from a thrift store. I buy all of these cameras from the same thrift store. There's a thrift store in town that they have a lot of cameras come through, and so I used to have a collection of probably like 40 cameras, but I sold all of them except for my f2. But this came off of an FT that I had, and then, so that was like a $20 lens essentially, or free depending on how you look at it, because I sold the camera for more than I bought it. And then yeah, I bought this one for 10 on eBay, 15 on eBay, I don't remember. And then I got this one for like $6 from an antique mall. I think I'm a little out of focus again. Oh yeah, I'm shooting this on a 35 millimeter Nikon lens. I'll flash that on the screen. This is not a modern lens. This is a lens from the 70s, maybe earlier. So anyway, Access 28 millimeter, and it's like supposedly a macro lens. It has like this weird little. It has this weird little like, you like move this and it says macro, so I guess it like moves the lens further out so that it focuses closer. I don't really buy that this is like a functioning macro lens. It makes it a little easier to focus on those objects, but it's not like a great magnitude of difference. But I don't really think I'm going to shoot on this lens a whole lot. It's not really a focal length that I really have a whole lot of interest in, but I just, it was like nothing at the antique mall, so I might as well pick it up. But yeah, I have, this is one of the lenses, this and the 35, it's hard to tell which is which on those pictures, so I'll throw pictures up, but I'm not sure. And then the 35, this is my favorite lens probably. It's like super versatile, 35, it's great for street photography, it's great for this, good for portraits. Really nice lens. It's an f2.8. Has a really pretty bokeh. Love that lens. Now this is the Big Bertha of the bunch. This lens is, man, it's gross. Okay, we'll get in here. just look at this. Look. Let's try to get this in the light. I can't get the reflection here. I'll hold the flashlight up to it. This lens is infested with fungus. Oh yeah, look at that. You see that? It's all in the barrel in there. It's on the mirror in the back. Filthy lens. I had no expectations from this lens. I got it from a pawn shop in town. They had a guy that sold them a bunch of camera accessories, and I saw it. I was like, hey, how much y'all want for this lens? And he showed it to me, and it was just absolutely disgusting. It was even worse than this when I got it. I had to clean it up real good. But absolutely filthy lens. And he sold it to me for $10, and I said, deal, brother, I will take that. I didn't even try to clean it. I just shot through it, and this lens surprised me. It has like an incredible amount of detail for what it has on the front of this thing. I thought it was going to look disgusting, but I've taken one of my favorite pictures ever with this, of this swan, and I mean it has really respectable detail for how gross it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's some pictures with that where if the light hits the front of that lens like at all, it like completely fogs out. It looks really dreamy, kind of like gloomy, and I like that. It's cool because like I can take pictures of things in direct light and without the direct light, and it can change what it looks like. Obviously that's not the most ideal in a lot of scenarios, but whenever I can control the element, you know, or not the element, but when I control the subject a little bit better, it's really cool. And another thing I really like about this lens is that it has a crazy bokeh. Like, you can see everything kind of warp around like those Helios like cinema lenses have. It's just a really cool bokeh, and I don't know, I just really like the lens. I think it was a really good pickup, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to run through some of these lenses that I got and show you all, you know, show you them. These are like awesome budget options. I have the problem, like, I'm broke. I have some client work, but I just don't go out of my way to get it because it takes a lot of effort, you know. I work a full-time job. This is just something I do on the side, you know what I mean? And so usually I just do it for free, so I don't really have a lot of income coming from it, but you know, it's cheap and easy to find these lenses. I find them in thrift stores. I can find them on eBay for like nothing if they're kind of gross. I don't really care if they're gross. It adds character to the lens in my opinion. And yeah, I just, you know, all in, I'm like under $60 for this entire kit of lenses, and I just want to keep collecting. Like these lenses here, these like the Nikon from this era, like these silver and black. I just love how these look. They feel good. They're hefty. They're smooth. You know. I want more of these. I want everyone I can get for a reasonable price. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love this stuff, man. I think it's really cool, and I want other people to be able to enjoy it the same way I do. Another question you might have is kind of like the video capabilities of these lenses, and you're looking at it right now. You know what I mean? I would not recommend using these for like any sort of action shots that you can't like fully pull the focus out. Like if you're not on an infinity focus, would not use these because it's really hard to nail focus with these lenses. I have this clip of my friends and I in quote unquote Mexico. No, definitely Mexico, super Mexico, very across the border. I just have these clips, you know, of them sliding their cars around, and it looks okay. You know what I mean? It's not the best lighting scenario. It's pretty dark, you know, there's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of light coming from weird angles and stuff, but I mean, it gets the job done, you know what I mean? For the price, I don't think you can really complain. But yeah, I just wanted to show you all some of this stuff, and also make a YouTube video. I haven't made a YouTube video where I just sit here and talk since like digital storytelling classes in college, so I like got DaVinci because I'm not paying for Premiere anymore, and I figured, you know, let me just throw something together real quick, see what I can't do, and make a little video and post it on YouTube and see if people like it. So, you know, if you do like it, please comment, like. If you so choose, you could subscribe. But really comment, kind of give me, you know, give me your opinions. Do you use any of these lenses? Like, have you used Nikon on Sony cameras? Do you have recommendations of other lens mount systems that would be good for this too? any of that, you know, let me know. Let me know how the setup is. I have a desk lamp here shining down on me. Oh man, you all got to see this. This is what I was originally doing. I had my little flashpoint. I had my flashpoint flash and the spotlight going through toilet paper to try to diffuse it. So, you know, clearly I'm not a YouTube expert by any means, but, you know, we make do. I'm using vintage lenses for the cheap. I'm as cheap as it comes, boys. So, you know, if you're broke like me, think about it. Go search for some of these lenses. Look at your local thrift store. Find the mounts. They're really cheap, you know, and just have fun with it, you know. Photography is all about having fun, making weird stuff, making cool stuff, and I think this stuff is weird and cool. So I'm all about it. That's all I have for y'all. I hope that I showed you something you didn't know today, and I hope y'all have a good one. So with that, I guess goodbye.